I always hesitate to speak for anyone but myself here, but I imagine many of you too are starting to get that feeling in the pit of your stomach that we are coming up on a moment where our lives, our personal lives, our national life, our political life, our economic life, the way we view our children, our families, our churches and synagogues, where it all changed. It's hard to imagine that so much change could be wrought in such a single moment, but we all know that that's what happened. And in 6 minutes, that moment will be upon us again a year later.
Today, we are a nation that mourns. Again today, we take into our hearts and minds those who perished on this site 1 year ago, and also those who came to toil in the rubble to bring order out of chaos. Now we join with our fellow Americans in a minute of silence, led by President George W. Bush from the South Lawn of the White House in Washington.
I'm distressed to hear about the latest suicide bombers in Israel. For those who yearn for peace in the Middle East, for the sake of the Israelis who are under attack, we must stop the terror. I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive. See you at church.
Terrorists want to cast themselves as the vanguard of a new world order. They are not.
There is no place for lawless aggression in the region or in this new world order that we envision. I'm not talking here of a blueprint that will govern the conduct of nations or some supranatural structure or institution that will clearly be in the forefront of this new world order. But I think as we see this evolution, it is clearly a recognition that others too want to participate in this new world order.
I am convinced that your country, through you, has a historic role in trying to make sure that there is, after all, a new world order.
In the coming weeks, I'll be talking in some detail about the possibility of a new world order emerging after the Cold War.
And so these institutions that the affirmative task we have now is to actually create a new world order.
With this strategy, we now finally have a plan that coordinates our resources, our programs, and the people who run them.
Today's world is more complicated than anything we have experienced.
That world order is now under more strain than it's ever been.
That the Cold War's end didn't deliver us into an era of perpetual peace. As old threats recede, new threats emerge. The quest for the new world order is in part a challenge to keep the dangers of disorder at bay.
Our enemies are innovative and resourceful, and so are we. They never stop thinking about new ways to harm our country and our people, and neither do we.